Hi, welcome to the HT Studio. I'm Bill Church, Executive Editor of the Herald-Tribune, and we're here to talk about what's coming up in Sunday's Herald-Tribune. I'm with Emily Lacaze, our investigative reporter who covers and specializes in government. Emily, you've got a story this Sunday about Housing First. What is it?
Sure. So Housing First is it's a strategy that's employed throughout the country to help reduce homelessness, specifically among those who are chronically homeless. The chronic homeless are those who've been on the street for more than a year or multiple times throughout about 3 or 4 years with a mental illness or other type of disability. So unlike shelters, Housing First tries to get people immediately into a permanent home and then offer them supportive services that might help them with managing mental illnesses or addiction. So it's kind of a different premise.
Now, the homelessness issue has been a significant topic of discussion in Sarasota for a while, but Housing First seems to have just emerged recently. What's the genesis behind the discussions that the city's having, and what did you find out as you were looking at this story?
Sure. Well, so Housing First has been around for about 20 years. It was kind of started in 1992 in New York City. And although other places around the nation and in Florida have been using a Housing First approach to address homelessness, it really only became a topic of discussion in the city of Sarasota in April when city manager Tom Barwin presented his 8-step plan to ending homelessness. And that was a pretty big component of that plan, was to use the Housing First approach. So, and as you know, the city had been in conversations with the county a couple years ago about trying to build a shelter or addressing homelessness based on recommendations that a national homelessness consultant, Robert Marbut, had proposed.
So what will readers, because our readers have been following this issue and debating it for a while, what will they find that they may not have known out of your story this coming Sunday?
Well, that Housing First is an incredibly successful program. It's one that has the most evidence behind it as to actually being able to sustainably end or reduce chronic homelessness, but that it's not a panacea, that there are always going to be people who unfortunately become homeless, and that there are other types of homeless people. Chronic homelessness is just one small component of the overall homeless population. And so, like in Salt Lake City, where our city officials went last month to view their very successful Housing First program, which has almost completely eradicated chronic homelessness in the state, there are still a lot of other homeless people, and they're having the same types of discussions that we are in Sarasota. What are we going to do with these other homeless people? They're in the parks, they're attracting drug dealers and prostitutions, and you've got your wealthy condo owners who are trying to get something done about it. So even 10 years after they launched the Housing First program, they're still dealing with many of the same issues that we are here in Sarasota.
I imagine we're going to continue to see twists and turns, and please follow Emily, who has just done a remarkably strong job of covering the homelessness issue since her arrival here at the Herald-Tribune. We'll see you next Sunday. Please read us. Thank you.
Thanks.